Karate Bugmen, Power Rangers, Saban's Masked Rider. That weird show I won't shut up about. I have been asked at length why I care so much about what is essentially a kid's show from across the world. I always give the same answer. The writing is solid, the action is stellar, and the characters are engaging. But to me, there's a lot more than that. And I think it's about time I share what those reasons are in detail. Be advised, this might get a bit medical, so those of you who are squeamish about very weird conditions, please understand. It's got a bit of an off-topic origin. I've had a love for anime since I was young, younger than most, honestly. If I had to guess, I'd say it started somewhere around age 12, but it's been part of my life for a very long time now. When I was younger, I had a distinct fondness for Power Rangers, despite my older brother telling me it was lame and literally lying and trying to scare me away from it. That's a story for another time. But I never heard of Kamen Rider until I was about 17. In a twist of irony, or maybe a mark of maturity, it was actually my older brother who came back from his first visit from Japan who introduced me to the subject. Like the lame, stubborn teenager I was, however, I brushed him off with a, yeah, okay, bro, when he told me I'd probably be interested. The story nearly ended there, but a few years later, while perusing the web, I came across a video by one Mars Girl. This video was about 4Kids entertainment, and she was ripping them to shreds, as it should be done. In this video, she talked about an Emmy award-winning show which was taken off the air and cancelled before it could even finish broadcasting. It had finished production, so I was wondering why they would do something like this, even for kids. So I sat down and decided to watch Kamen Rider Dragon Knight. After concluding and thoroughly enjoying Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, I had an odd sense of yearning. I truly enjoyed the show. The fights, the stunts, the suits. There had to be more like it that I could watch. Sure, we had Power Rangers, but at the time I'd watched almost everything that was out there. I needed something new. So I went to YouTube to see what I could find. One YouTuber in particular, TJ Omega, was a wealth of information, and after watching quite a few of his videos, I set out to find myself a season of Kamen Rider. Now I want to make this part very clear. When I started trying to find Kamen Rider, I intended to watch a season. One. Singular. And after a lot of digging, I decided to pick up the season that had just wrapped up. Kamen Rider Double. And after not being able to find a reliable source of episodes, I started watching Kamen Rider Kiva. Kiva was a great place to start for me. I could get behind the old school monster movie motifs for the enemies, the whole stained glass vampire monsters. The leads, Wataru and Otoya, were both fun and charming in their own way. Wataru's growth in the series is something I also particularly enjoyed, as I was kind of going through something similar at the time myself, working to being less of a useless, timid man and more of a bold and confident individual. While Kiva may be regarded as some as the worst Kamen Rider ever, it was the hook I needed to go down this long, hazy road of tokusatsu nonsense. The hype train had no brakes. I tore them off myself as I blasted through Kuga, Deno, Doubles, O's, Phis. I even managed to slog my way through Kabuto. The franchise had become a part of my life in such a fundamental way it's hard to describe. The music would change my mood as I listened to it while I went about my day. Going home and watching episodes after work helped me with my depression, and it soon was going to help me through one of the hardest parts of my life. Around age 20, I started getting very sharp pains around my heart. Now I knew there was a history of heart problems in my family, so I started thinking this might be a good idea to go see a cardiologist about. As it turns out, it was just some random fluid hanging around my heart causing me pain. But the doctor was actually starting to ask questions about my anatomy. It's a little alarming when the heart specialist starts asking about pretty much everything else, and then he refers you to a geneticist. So after an additional year of questioning, examinations, and tests, I was diagnosed with Lloyd-Dietz syndrome. Now, I'm about to get medical, so bear with me for a minute. Lloyd-Dietz syndrome is a fairly recent discovered genetic mutation. It's fairly similar to Marfan syndrome. That's right, I'm a mutant, and it sucks. Lloyd-Dietz syndrome is a genetic disorder of the growth and development of the body's connective tissues. The best explanation I've gotten for it is, let's say the human body is made up of a book. My book is simply just missing the page numbers and chapter headers. Everything is correct and in order, but it's not complete. Now that doesn't sound too bad at face value. I'm not grossly deformed or anything like that. But keep in mind, connective tissues run out through your entire body, including your joints, your skin, your bones, and organs like the spleen, the heart, and your arteries. That's terrifying. Now this was a big blow to me. At the time, I was trying to get fit, be more active, get in shape, and my doctor basically told me to stop. If I push my body too hard, it can kill me. Not all at once, not right away, but slowly and over time. It could take years off the end of my life. I was devastated. Already having depression and then being told to stop trying to improve was really upsetting. I was really lost till I remembered something. Kamen Riders don't give up. Having something bizarre and hazardous about your body is a proud, long-standing Kamen Rider tradition, dating all the way back to the original Cyborg Riders of 1971. It put them at risk. It scares them. And they conquer that fear and move on. It would be easy to give up. Drown in lethargy and beer and sadness. Let this condition define me, drag me down. Or I could acknowledge it, understand the risks, and keep moving. I still work out and try to self-improve. I still push my body to be active and fit, even if I've been advised not to. Kamen Riders are a role model to be better, give more, and care about others. But they are also a symbol of courage and bravery, to move beyond your limits. I see this condition as just another limit, something to overcome and to work in spite of. Could this attitude kill me one day? Maybe. Aneurysms in the aortic artery are a common risk with this condition. For context, that means I've been given the chances of, if my arteries decide to explode on me, I have a 90-something% chance of bleeding out before I even hit the operating table. But I personally think it'd be a bigger tragedy to not live my life. So yes, Kamen Rider is absolutely, at the end of the day, a children's show. It reminds me to refuse to give up or give in. It reminds me to be brave in the face of fear. It reminds me that my life is up to me. Kamen Rider is more than a show, to me. It's more than a soulless marketing machine to sell toys. It's more than a dumb pose and a colorful bug helmet. It gives me the power to be strong at my weakest moments. And even if I haven't followed it hardcore since Drive, it still holds a corner of my heart near and dear to me. And that will never change.
Super Jam.